Detroit in 313. We're back. Stephen Will talking that Detroit Lions football before we get going. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget that bell icon so you don't miss our new content. Steve, the heck we talking about, man?
I have no idea. We talked for a second before we hit the record button, and you said you had something juicy, something possibly controversial. All I know is who it's about. I don't know what you're going to say. So
Jared Goff.
What are we talking about, Jared Goff?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna throw a question at you, right? And I love doing this because you do it to me sometimes, and I don't like it, so I love doing it to you.
Difference is I'm always prepared.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. You caught me with my pants down.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
This is true. This is true. But question is, do you love Jared Goff?
I'm gonna name my first son Jared. His middle name will be Goff. Jared Goff Perkins. That's going to be my first son's name.
Is he also going to go to Jared when it's time?
I went to Jared.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, shout out.
Hey, no free advertising. No free.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you this. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And do you believe that Detroit loves Jared Goff?
1,000%.
We hear like the Jared Goff. So at a wrestling meet, my school that I coach at did a Jared Goff chant.
Hell yeah.
At a wrestling meet. It was crazy. It went viral. It was like all over Twitter. It was nuts, man. I've seen them all over the place. High schools, college games. Like it's been all over. But I don't believe it. And here's why. I love Jared Goff to an extent. Right,
boy, I don't know where we're going,
but yeah, hey, listen, I'm gonna bring it back. Stay with me, and guys, I know you got your fingers probably already, or you're already here. Slow down. Give me a second. I love Jared Goff. I love what he's done for this city so far. I love the NFC Championship game that we made it to. I love the positive things that he's done, for the city and for the team. But. Let's keep it real here.
But
Detroit, Steve Perkins, William Ford, do not love Jared Goff.
Well, hey, speak for yourself.
We love winning.
Yeah.
We love winning. We love success. That's what we love. It's not Jared Goff. Jared Goff isn't even Matt Stafford in this city, right? So let's just be real. Matt Stafford was in the city, seen, doing things, given his time. The city loved Matt Stafford even when we weren't living, or not living, sorry, winning. But yeah, sometimes losing makes you feel like you're not living. So, but anyways, so even when we weren't winning, right, we loved Matt Stafford, man, for the things that he did in our community. Jared Goff isn't a beloved person yet in the community because of his presence. He isn't a beloved person just because of who he is. He's beloved because he's having success. Let me tell you this. Right. If Jared Goff gets hurt, and I don't wish this, knock on wood, you hear me knocking. This isn't me saying that this is going to happen or this is what I want. But hypothetically speaking, if Jared Goff was to get hurt, Hendon Hooker came in and was playing better, we would throw Jared Goff to the wolves so fast and he would never be thought about again. And that would just be that. Right. So we don't love Jared Goff. Detroit, William Ford, Steve Perkins, right? Don't love Jared Goff. We love the success that we are finally having here in Detroit. That said, no shade to Jared Goff. Thank you. Hey, nothing but appreciation. I agree that you should have got paid. I like the 3 years with the 4th year option, and I'm thankful for the football that you're playing. But I'm thankful because you're playing at a high level. If you were the bridge quarterback that everybody thought that you were going to be, right, I would not be singing your praises. I would be looking for Hendon Hooker or whoever the next guy was. If you start playing terribly, there will be no more Jared Goff chance because we don't love Jared Goff. We love success. Steve, am I out of my mind or are you with me?
1,000%. You're on an island by yourself.
That's fine.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I went to college and I was studying some criminal justice, and I had maybe I go to law school. Didn't work out, obviously. Here we are. It's a whole other topic for another day. There's maybe 1 or 2 wrong turns along the path, but I guess I have to play the role of prosecutor, William, and I just got to lock you up for being just dead wrong. Because I love Jared Goff. I'm going to tell you a little story about a day back in early January. I think it was after the Rams game. Me and my wife were up shopping on West Road at Target near where you live. That's a vicinity. If you keep talking this nonsense, I will put out the exact location.
I'll tread lightly.
Will not be next to you. I grab at Target, we're up there shopping, and I grabbed the Hycom, the microphone for the overhead speaker at Target, and my wife just looks at me and she goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I said, "I'm about to start a Jared Goff chant here." My wife is very she doesn't like attention. She's very shy, very laid back. She doesn't want any eyes on her. So I said, "I'm about to start Jared Goff chant here, Sarah." And she goes, "Please don't. Please, for the love of God." And I put the thing down because I could tell it was really going to bother her. But I'm telling you right now, I could have had Target erupt if I wanted to. I could have blew the ceiling off that place with the Jared Goff chant.
All I heard is your wife doesn't love Jared Goff either. That's all I heard.
She does. She actually really does. I don't remember ever hearing Matthew Stafford chants at Red Wings games, Pistons games, high school wrestling meets. Scott Mitchell wasn't beloved by the city of Detroit. That guy couldn't even win on The Biggest Loser. He couldn't even bet on himself there. I'm just being honest.
Steve, I just went to the grocery store and I heard an Eric Kramer chant. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It might have been Krispy Kreme, but they weren't cheering it. Jared Goff has only been here for 3 years. This is going into year 4. By this point, during the trade, when this happened, Stafford, Goff, couple first-round picks, a lot of people were expecting him to be a backup for another team by now. Yeah. A lot of people were expecting the Detroit Lions within these 3 years to get their quarterback of the future. A lot of people were saying Jared Goff's dead. He's going to Detroit to die, bridge quarterback. Yep. He should probably be backing up Joe Burrow, for example. He should probably be in Cincinnati right now. He's not. He defied the odds.
Yeah,
he is probably the most mentally tough quarterback in the NFL for that exact reason. Any other quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl, was drafted number 1 overall, hadn't worked out in their original team they were drafted by, gets traded to another team, doesn't usually work out like this. Yeah. We got lucky. We struck gold. Brad Holmes saw something. I love Jared Goff. I was ready to give him that contract a month ago for $46 million, and we actually got him for a little bit cheaper than that. I know a lot of people look at the numbers, but on average, his deal is very team friendly for 3 more years. Yeah. We literally yesterday just talked about, is it Super Bowl or bust? Jared Goff in the NFC Championship was elite. The only reason we're not playing in the Super Bowl is because only one person really played phenomenal that game, and it was Jared Goff. We're talking 2 dropped passes away from playing for a Super Bowl. That was on Josh Reynolds. Jahmyr Gibbs, love him. Terrible time to have his first fumble. Defense didn't play, didn't tackle, didn't catch passes, didn't catch easy interceptions. Kindle Vildor, the face mask goat. Cam Sutton dropped an interception. Like, everything went wrong in that game besides Jared Goff. Yeah, you're right. I do like winning. I like showing up on Sundays and saying Jared Goff's going to lead my team to a victory today. That's all I have to say. We got Jared Goff on our team. He's a difference maker.
Yeah. So with that said, man, I'm not here to disagree with any of that. I am thankful for Jared Goff. I think that he's been playing really good football. I'm not going to say great, but I'll say really good football. I think that he's a really good quarterback, and I'm thankful that he plays for the Detroit Lions. That said, I still don't believe that you love him, and I can only imagine the things that you're going to say if he does play bad. And I'm not throwing any shade at you because I'm going to be sitting right. Yeah, I'm going to be sitting right next to you, being very firm as well. So, that said, man, Jared, man, we're thankful for you. And here at Detroit Den 313, we do agree on the fact that in that NFC Championship game, you definitely did enough to win us that football game. And I truly feel like darn near everything had to go wrong for us to lose that game. But Steve, I'm gonna give you your flowers. You said this, and actually, I'm gonna tie it into my daughter. Now that we say this, now that we put it as I'm gonna put it, right? So, a little background on a couple days ago, my daughter was competing at the high jump to go to states as a freshman, and she didn't hit the mark that she wanted to hit. And there were people around me that were looking at me, and some parents, and I was smiling when she missed it, and they were mortified. And afterwards, she came over to me and I just whispered in her ear, "Hey, we're going to win this thing and probably the state the next 3 years." And what did I see from her at the league meet the following week? She cleared 3 inches higher than she missed at the regional because she was locked in, she was dialed in, she was fired up. And I think that's how she's going to attack her workouts moving forward. She's a league champ now. And I think that's what we're about to see from the Detroit Lions. That NFC Championship game was a blessing. We got a quarterback that we're talking about right now that plays with a chip on his shoulder, right? That's been said. That mental focus that Steve was talking about, everything, all the shade, all the hate that gets thrown at him, the Sean McVay getting rid of him, coming to Detroit to die, so they said. He locks that in and he uses that to fire himself up and to play good football. That said, I think that's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. Maybe when he does that, maybe we will love Jared Goff. Right now, I don't think that the city loves Jared Goff. I don't love him. I love the success right now. And I know what Steve is saying. I think that's what he is too right now. Until he wins us a championship, I don't think he'll go down in history as a guy that we just love. I think he'll be a guy that we're thankful for. I think that he'll be a guy right now that we look back on and say that was kind of the fire starter to the success if this thing kind of fades right now, right? So he still has to keep ascending and keep taking us to new levels and new heights and finally securing that Super Bowl that he's missing too in his bag and his legacy. So I'm sure he wants that. But just a flat out love for Jared Goff. No, we love the success. We don't love Jared Goff. And but if he wins that Super Bowl, I will be forever be indebted to Jared Goff, and I will love him. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I don't know. I can't speak for you, Steve, but
quarterbacks are talked about, and the next thing that they ask a quarterback is, well, how many Super Bowls did he win? Mm-hmm. Jared Goff has 0. Does he deserve one? Right, he's just right now. Yeah. Dan Marino, when you talk about Dan Marino, what's the next thing said? Oh, he never won a Super Bowl. Never closed a deal. Would Patrick Mahomes be considered the greatest player in the NFL right now if he didn't have 3 Super Bowls?
Nope.
Probably not. He'd still be really good, but nobody would be calling him the GOAT.
Nobody's ever told me that Jim Kelly was the best ever.
No, and Jim Kelly went to 4 Super Bowls, lost off. God, I can't even imagine going to 4 Super Bowls. Yeah. Like, I'm not even trying to throw shade at Buffalo, who we're going to beat on December 15th, but unfortunately, I won't be able to be there. But if the Detroit Lions went to 4 Super Bowls and lost all 4 straight, I might just have to like become a movie guy or like a TV show guy. Like, I might have to just find a new hobby because I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself. Like, to get that close, to sit at the table and not be able to eat. Like, what are we doing? Oh, that'd be brutal. But quarterbacks are judged based on Super Bowls. Jared Goff doesn't have one. He's been there, should have been there again, still not over it. We still have 3 years, and 3, maybe 4 years. That will be my final decision on Jared Goff after those 4 years. Did he win the Detroit Lions a Super Bowl? Was this all worth it? Right now, I think he is the guy. I think the guy that Jared Goff has to be is just a really, really phenomenal distributor of the football and reader of a defense.
Yep.
He's not going to break any ankles or clock any 4-3 40 times, but he could just be lethal in a pocket. He has to have an elite offensive line, check mark. He has to have elite running backs, 2 check marks. Has to have weapons. I don't know how many check marks I have to give him for that one. We have weapons all over the field. On top of that, you also have to play pretty good defense in the NFL, and that's something Jared Goff doesn't control, but Brad Holmes does, and he addressed that heavily this offseason. We've added starters at every single level besides linebacker on this defense. Completely revamped secondary, bringing in DJ Reader. Aiden Hutchinson was a monster last year at the end. I hope to see that continue. Question mark is going to be that other defensive end spot on the opposite side of him. We got 5 guys who are candidates to break out. We'll talk about that later. That's not in Jared Goff's control, but I think he's the guy who can get it done. This is the team that's built for Jared Goff.
Yeah, I agree.
End of story.
End of story, man. 100%. Jared Goff, man. Put it in the comments, guys. Do you love Jared Goff? Do you believe the city loves Jared Goff, or do you need a little bit more? Do you need that Super Bowl to say that you love him? Because I believe that right now, the Jared Goff chants and all that, it's good, but it's a reflection of the success that we're having. It's not a reflection of a true love for Jared Goff, the human. But hey, I think you'll love Jared Goff, the human, if he brings that Lombardi trophy. But if right now something happened and Hendon Hooker became the guy and he brought the same level of success or brought you that Lombardi trophy, we will forget about him. So leave it in the comments how you feel about it, guys. Steve, you got anything else for these guys?
Nope, that's all. Leave some comments down below. Hit that like button. If you're new here, stick around. Go-to source for Detroit Lions content. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.